It's a scene that unfolds every single day across the United States. A 911 call. Patrol cars pull into a quiet suburban neighborhood. Red and blue lights wash over trimmed lawns and closed blinds. Inside the house, the evidence is undeniable. Bruises, broken glass, blood on the kitchen tile. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, nearly 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men in America experience severe, intimate partner violence in their lifetime. This isn't rare, it's routine. Officers document the injuries, detectives gather statements, the case looks solid until it isn't. Because hours later, inside the safety of an interrogation room, the victim changes their story. They downplay the assault. They defend the abuser. Sometimes they refuse to testify at all. The United States Department of Justice has repeatedly identified victim recantation as one of the leading reasons domestic violence cases fail to move forward in court. To the public, it looks irrational. To prosecutors, it looks like sabotage. But clinically, it's neither weakness nor betrayal. It's neurological survival. This isn't love. It's a brain under siege. Let's step inside the nervous system. Chronic abuse doesn't just hurt emotionally, it rewires physiology. In an abusive household, the body never fully relaxes. The nervous system remains locked in hypervigilance. The brain's threat detection center, the amygdala, fires constantly. Cortisol surges, adrenaline spikes, sleep fragments. Over time, the immune system weakens. The partner is no longer processed as a romantic attachment. Instead, they are processed as a threat stimulus. Biologically, the body reacts as if it's living with a predator. But here's the paradox. Human beings are biologically wired for attachment. From infancy, survival depends on bonding with a caregiver. As adults, romantic attachment activates the same neural circuitry. Now imagine the contradiction. The person your nervous system depends on for emotional safety is the same person triggering your fear response. The brain cannot sustain that contradiction logically, so it adapts. If a victim fully internalized the reality that the person sleeping beside them could seriously harm or even kill them, the psychological shock could overwhelm the nervous system. Sustained cortisol overload can lead to anxiety disorders, dissociation, and long-term trauma dysregulation. So the brain deploys an extreme defense mechanism. Some clinicians describe this phenomenon as cognitive blindness, not denial in the casual sense, not ignorance, but strategic psychological compartmentalization. The brain separates the abuse from the attachment. Violent episodes are minimized. Moments of tenderness are magnified. A single apology outweighs weeks of harm. A bouquet of flowers becomes evidence that this isn't who they really are. The mind edits reality to preserve emotional survival. So when a victim tells law enforcement, "It wasn't that serious," or "I overreacted," they may genuinely believe it. They aren't lying to police. Their traumatized brain has rewritten the narrative, because accepting the full truth would feel psychologically catastrophic. In clinical psychology, this aligns with what researchers call betrayal trauma. It occurs when the person you rely on for protection repeatedly violates that trust. The betrayal is so destabilizing that the brain suppresses awareness of the threat, not because it isn't real, but because acknowledging it would sever the attachment bond. Over time, something even more powerful forms: a trauma bond. The relationship becomes chemically cyclical. Abuse triggers fear hormones. Reconciliation triggers dopamine and oxytocin. Punishment, relief, fear, affection. The nervous system becomes conditioned to the cycle. Behavioral psychologists call this intermittent reinforcement, the same mechanism that makes gambling addictive. The brain begins to associate relief from fear with intimacy. So when you see someone defending the person who harmed them, understand this. You are not witnessing stupidity. You are not witnessing weakness. You are witnessing a nervous system conditioned for survival in captivity. The most dangerous crime scenes aren't always found in alleyways or abandoned buildings. Sometimes they're hidden deep inside neural circuitry, inside pathways shaped by fear, attachment, and betrayal. Human behavior is not random. It is biological, predictable, understandable under pressure. If you want to decode the psychology behind the headlines and the neuroscience behind silence, subscribe to the NeuroDetective Lab. Until next time, stay analytical.